Hi everyone, welcome back. So today a couple of updates regarding my journey, and we'll be covering labels and selectors that we have previously covered, but just to recap, and then blue-green deployment and Canary deployment. So let's start with the updates. Okay, yes. So I have applied for GSoC 2025 under CNSAFE organization and particularly Harbor Satellite Project. So I have been contributing in Harbor Satellite since 2 months, but unfortunately, my proposal was not rejected as Google didn't select Harbor Satellite as a project, so no one was selected in Harbor Satellite. But nevertheless, I got to learn many things. Like I made new friends, OSS friends, so I'm happy with that. And so next I will be, Harbor is going to have LFX term 2, so this PR will be merged. This is currently open. So Harbor is going to be an in LFX mentorship. Uh, so I'm going to apply in that. Let's see. So this particular project that I have been contributing is selected in second term. So yeah, that's the plan. Uh, oh, okay. So yeah, that's the plan. And let's start with labels and selectors. Okay. So labels and selectors. Labels are just the tags which you attach to KATS object, which will help to identify their properties. Example, if you have if you have pod as an object, or you have selected inside pod, you have mentioned env prod as a label, or tier backend, you can assign the labels to it, and it will be helpful in identify its properties. Okay. Selector are used to select and filter items based on their labels. Okay. So earlier we have seen the example where we had pods, different pods, 3 4 pods, and replica set. Inside the replica set we have mentioned the selector field, right? So that's how the replica set manages the pod. Okay. So it tells the uh, Kubernetes to manage these pods under this particular replica set. Okay. So example, add label, and then we can run this particular command, kubectl get pod selector in env prod to view all the pods which have this particular key value pair. So why it is helpful? So over the time, your cluster maybe have thousands of objects. You have API server, you have web server, you have database, and for everybody, like every team member, each team member have its own set of objects. Okay, so it will be messier when you want to select your particular particular labels, particular objects. So a label will be helpful in that. Okay. So you can add inside metadata field, inside labels, you can add multiple labels over here. So Kubernetes uses a labels and selector internally to connect the object. The replica set we have seen, like example over here, right? So inside template, we have defined this metadata field. Okay. Now this particular section is of pod definition, and this is the selector. So this match labels will get all the pods which has the env prod, and replica set will manage the pods. Okay, and 3 pods will be managed. Okay, so I have linked the this particular node to replica set over here. Okay, so you can jump between them, and you can have service as well. So service also uses selector to find the pods to connect to. and it matches the labels defined on the pod to decide which one to send the traffic. You can have multiple label as well. Yeah, that's about labels and selector. So BlueGreen and Canary deployment. These aren't built in like rolling update and recreate that we saw in deployment. So we earlier saw that we had discussed two strategy, right? Recreate and rolling update, where recreate brings all pods down first and then starts the new one with new version, and rolling update will bring one pod down and start a new one, and so on and so forth. Okay, so those were the two deployment strategy we discussed. Those were built in. But what if we do want a blue green or canary kind of deployment? Okay, so we will see what blue green is. So in my earlier organization, we used to have a combination of blue green and canary. Okay, so uh, for some of the service we used to had blue green, and some of the service we used to had canary. Okay. Yes, blue green deployment. So the idea is simple. You have one version v1, let's say v1, which is blue, and second version which is v2, which is green. So 100% of traffic will be at blue first, and you will deploy a new deployment. When talking about Kubernetes, we will deploy a new deployment, and we will say it is a green, run the test and validate if it is running and it doesn't have bugs. Once we are satisfied, we will switch the traffic from blue to green. So we will just label the version. Pods have the label like version v1 to v or v2, then service route traffic using the label selector that we discussed, right? So inside the service, we will point the version v1 to v2. Okay, and now all the traffic will route from blue to green deployment. Okay, so that's about blue green deployment. And canary deployment allows you to deploy a new version, and it's deployed alongside the existing version, and only small portion of the traffic is routed to the new version, while the majority stays on the stable version only. So we used to gradually switch the traffic because it was a critical service. So we used to gradually shift the traffic from like 25%. Then we should wait for 5 minutes and see if the service is responding, and the traffic is served properly or not. Then we used to do 50%, then we used to do 75%, and then we used to do 90. And yeah, that was the weight 90 10. Yeah. So that kind of strategy, canary deployment. So this allows testing new version with real traffic, but before fully rolling it out. Okay. But limitation in Kubernetes was we were using AWS ECS with load balancer, ALB. So inside the Route 53, you can configure weights. Okay, weighted routing we used to use. So yeah, that was right. And inside Kubernetes, we have limitation like traffic splitting is based on the number of pods, and precision traffic control is not possible with basic deployment service. And I was reading about this. We can do it with other network plugin that people have developed in cloud native ecosystem. So yeah, that's it for today. And I have made some of the restructure of this vault. Let me show you. Starting with canvas. So our canvas is now growing. You can see over here. So I had time today, so I was preparing the canvas, and you can see now security has its own section, configuration is at one section, scheduling that we saw earlier, node affinity and tense and toleration, uh, CKAD networking. So networking policy is still left. I covered it, but still left to write. Then we have policies, resource quota, limit range to give everybody the fair usage across the team. Yeah, that's it. And our graph is also growing. I don't know why the dots nodes are not coming over here. Node size, do I need to increase node size? I don't know. Maybe I should quit and restart it. Yeah, now nodes are visible. I don't know, some kind of bug or not sure. Okay, so now we are developing our cute little Kubernetes beam. Looks good. Okay, so that's it for today, I guess. Let's push it. So much of changes today. Was the error message? Unable to create file exist. BlueGreen deployment and labels. Selectors. Okay. Hopefully the error was just yes pushed. Okay, let's go to quads projects dance and let's go to content and pull the yes and deploy it. Related files. We will see over here. I'm still figuring out how I will do canvas in website. So not sure how we will I will bring the canvas out of the obsidian like this. We have graph view over here. Not sure how canvas will be. So currently this project, this plugin doesn't support the canvas. Yes, I guess this is deployed. We have our BlueGreen Canary deployment. Yes. Production cool. We have create policy over here. Yeah, that's all. Bye everyone.